Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day, wherever you are around the world. And welcome back to our post-match reaction to, of course, Liverpool beating, I was going to say Southampton, of course, beating Leicester by 4 goals to 0 to kick off, of course, the Singapore tour with a victory, of course, and it was pretty much a commanding victory from the Reds. Of course, if you guys didn't see it earlier on, of course, very early game for the people in the UK, but of course, I believe it was very late in Singapore. Anyway, but of course, obviously, it was a very impressive performance from the Reds at times. Of course, obviously, there were a bit of concerns, I think, at the start of the game, but of course, as the game went on, I think the Reds pretty much dominated. Well, of course, and finally got the win against Leicester, of course. But we're going to talk all about the game. Of course, obviously, we're going to discuss Darwin Núñez, of course, getting another goal in pre-season. Was it now 4 games, 3 goals for good old Darwin. And he does look very, very impressive in the front line for Liverpool this season. Of course, obviously, it's a huge headache for whether or not Jurgen Klopp will choose Darwin Núñez for this away game, of course, to Chelsea. Of course, we'll be discussing all the goals. Obviously, the goal from Bobby Clark, as well as Diogo Jota, as well, getting his goal, of course, this morning. And of course, we'll be discussing Ben Doak as well, getting his goal in the second half as well. And of course, key standouts as well. Obviously, majorly going to talk about Alex McAllister as well. Of course, for me, was very much impressive in that first half in particular. And I think you got to see the early signs of um, what he will become in a Liverpool shirt as well, of course. But let me know your guys' thoughts on, of course, everything that we do mention. Of course, obviously, man of the match, anything like that. Any standout performances from you guys that you have witnessed in today's game? Sorry, chat, I'm just updating that. But yeah, anything that you guys have seen or anything that you want to discuss as well about today's game. I think the other talking point I think we're going to talk about is the left-sided centre half position as well. Of course, I know Robbo did an okay job, I think, there again, but I think there were signs there today, especially that again, there's a bit of problems there. I would say personally, of course. But anything you guys have to say, of course, obviously Jurgen very happy after the game as well and the performance. So again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below as well. And of course, we'll be live again tonight at 9 o'clock. We're gonna just it's gonna be funny. We're gonna talk about, of course, the Mbappe saga again. Obviously, last night. If you guys didn't check out Twitter, it's pretty funny. We're going to talk about that. We're going to probably talk a bit more about this as well, and a few other bits and bobs as well that's flying around in the news anyway. But let me quickly get to your comments, guys. Of course. Doug's in saying comfortable morning today for the Reds as well. Yeah, it was. I was a bit shocked though, to be fair, by Leicester. Now, like again, don't get me wrong. I think that realistically, Leicester are preparing for obviously the championship season starts, I think, next week for them, and I think they've been in Singapore now for a week. But I did expect more of a competitive game. Is that a bit harsh to say? Of course, it is pre-season, so again, there's nothing realistically to take away from the game in that aspect of things. But I did think Leicester would be a bit more. I don't know how to say it. Again, would be more up for it in that regard. I think, to be fair, I do think it is very much again, they are doing multiple training sessions per day. Again, the Singapore, the atmosphere, the humidity, I should say, out there again. It's ridiculous. I think anyone will admit that as well. So of course, training out there does take its toll. So you don't know what Leicester's preparation was before that, for the game, of course. Anyway, but have we had a penalty in the pre-season? No, I would say so far. Have we had a pen? No, not so far, Bray. Of course, obviously there'd be big question marks on who does take Liverpool's penalty if everyone is on the pitch. Of course, again, I do still think it is Jordan Henderson. It is Mo Salah. Sorry, that's because I've read Hufferson. 10 times better without Henderson. Well, it looks like Liverpool's midfield now. We're no longer of course, we got workhorse midfielders in there, like, of course, Curtis Jones, Dominic Szoboszlai as well. His pressing is ridiculous. But what also Liverpool are looking more like now is total football. Like the midfield is the midfield. Like again, it looks very impressive, and again, we haven't seen McAllister and Szoboszlai being the same midfield as of yet. Maybe we might see that against Bayern potentially, but it does look very impressive so far, and you can see what Liverpool are trying to do. In the early stages, again, buying game will be the next step up, of course, and then of course the final preseason game will be more or less what Liverpool will be like to play Chelsea as well. So again, exciting times, but not so far. Bright as well. Yeah, no, we haven't had a pen just about yet. Anyway, hopefully soon, as we can find out who the pen taker is. Afternoon, Connor. Good evening. Good evening. Good afternoon, Panav. Hopefully doing well, mate. Bob saying, hello, mate. Killian coming to win us the league. Yeah, absolutely on career mode. I liked it as well. Thank you for being me as well. Obviously, Brian with a thumbs up as well. Yeah, of course. If you're new around here as well, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, guys, as well. Very much appreciated. As always, if anyone is new, of course, probably still be Mo. Yeah, I still think the penalties will be Mo. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think at the moment, I think Mo is very much the penalty taker for Liverpool. Of course, though, it's good to have, again, the likes of McAllister, Szoboszlai, of course, those two can take penalties. I think Cody Gakpo can even take a few penalties as well. I think he took some for PSV as well. So again, look, it's again, I think it's a good thing that Liverpool have plenty of penalty takers. We've needed to get players that have good penalties over the years. Of course, certainly with penalty shootouts in that regard as well. So again, will be interesting. But Rogers hinting, I mean, we can dream of Mbappe coming to Liverpool. Yeah, it's never going to happen. Of course, we'll talk about that tonight anyway for tonight's show. That'll be at 9 o'clock as usual, guys. Of course, make sure you stay tuned for that anyway. But I want to quickly of course, discuss obviously Darwin Nunes, and I think Jurgen Klopp very much has a headache on his hands in terms of who starts against Chelsea. Now, of course, Darwin got a goal. Of course, obviously excellent. Excellent goal for Darwin in terms of course, obviously Jota shooting across the box, and of course Darwin was at the right, right place at the right time situation, of course. But it's not just that for me that I think Darwin starts the season for Liverpool. I think Darwin, obviously it took him a lot of time to again get into the team and to be able to really put his mark down, of course, obviously. But we've seen at the likes especially at Benfica, the first season struggled at times, and then of course the second season went on to have a wonderful season for them. And I think I think honestly, right here, right now, Darwin Nunes is going to do the same. I think Klopp speaking in the press conference, of course, speaking on him defending and how he's doing things differently to what he was doing 12 months ago. And I think that again, there's a lot of expectation now on Darwin Nunes in terms of what he will be able to do this season. I think what Darwin will bring, of course, he'll bring the goals. Of course, the composure levels already at the start of preseason look 10 times better than what they was this time last season. For me, I think if you was to say right now who's your starting striker against Chelsea, it would be Darwin Nunes for me. And again, I think that obviously it does stem a lot of stems off of the midfield as well. Again, Dominic Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister will benefit Darwin Nunes to be able to make the run in behind, because again, Liverpool haven't had, probably apart from Thiago, haven't had the midfielders to put the balls in behind and to make the correct pass. Again, McAllister did. Of course, it was that like cheeky little header, of course, for Darwin's offside goal. That again, previous Liverpool midfielders wouldn't have spotted that or wouldn't have done that in that aspect of things neither. So I do think it does come of a mixture of things. Of course, obviously, again, the midfield in itself is going to be a huge debate on whether or not who starts against Chelsea, because of course, obviously, we're waiting at the present moment in time, of course, aren't we, for a six. But again, for me personally, I think Darwin Nunes does start against Chelsea because he is looking mightily impressive, and everything that we're currently asking of him. He's currently doing. Again, he's pressing, he's defending, again, making those runs in behind. Again, the link up play between him, Jota today, I thought was pretty good. Even Mo Salah, of course, that link up play's been doing well for quite some time now. So again, I do think it is slowly getting towards maybe Darwin, Mo, and then that big question mark of who's on that left hand side. Again, I do think Klopp is going to have a real headache on his hands on whether or not, of course, it's going to be Darwin or Cody Gakpo. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the chat as well on who you think as well will start in the middle for Liverpool. Personally, at the present moment in time, I think it will be Darwin Núñez that starts against Chelsea in 2 weeks' time. As things stand, I do think, again, of course, it doesn't necessarily mean that Cody Gakpo is, again, straight away out to the position. Of course, different teams, different tactics. Of course, Darwin will be good for and be excellent for some certain occasions, and then Cody Gakpo will be good in certain aspects of things as well. And that's the thing. You could even possibly play the two of them. That's the incredible versatility of having Cody Gakpo in there as well. Of course, Gakpo could play as one of the tens, and you could put Darwin up front in that regard as well. Of course, there's so many options for Liverpool this season going forward, of course. So again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments as well, of course, on Darwin Núñez. And a goal, of course, his goal today was, again, the offside one was naughty. It was very, very much like, I just wish it was onside, because again, that was a naughty goal. But of course, it's official goal. It was good striker's goal, of course. Expecting where to be in that aspect of things, of course. So again, obviously good work from Darwin, and hopefully it continues going into the season as well. But what else we have? Let me quickly go back up to Trap's comment. Klopp's words, don't know who will start at Chelsea. I think that aims at the front three, to be honest. I think it's his biggest headache, I think, Trap. I think, I think Klopp knows who his defenders are. I think today as well, of course, I wasn't really going to speak about it, but I think today was, quite a. You could clearly see what Trent's best position is, and it is at right back, or the inverted right back role, as the lone six. Again, I don't think he's that personally. Of course, obviously we saw Curtis Jones in there today. I thought Curtis did quite a good job in that regard, but again, Trent isn't that. I think Trent is much better as an inverted right back, or again, right back in that regard. But again, obviously we'll see a little developments now. Hopefully we'll see her on Wednesday, of course, against Bayern Munich as well. So again, the intensity is going up. But yeah, I think that I would agree. The front three is the biggest question mark, I think, right now. Again, I say front three. It's Mo Salah and whoever else starts alongside of him. As well. So again, we will have to wait and see, of course. But McAllister scored 6 league pens last season. He'd be second choice for me as well. Yeah. Again, I think the order right now is probably Mo, McAllister, Szoboszlai, probably. Even Darwin you could throw in there. I don't think Darwin's missed the. I know he scored 2 dodgy preseason penalties for Liverpool, but I think officially he hasn't missed a pen yet. I don't think in all competitions as well. But again, we'll have to wait and see. FSG out. Hello, Ricky. Hopefully doing well. Ricky's in the house as well. Ricky's in when FSG are out, of course. But yes, Pano as well. Zane saying expectations will decrease because. Yeah, come in, and we know Haaland already. Yeah, again, what is it? Yeah, 70 million for 18 league goals. Transfer market is done. Like, it is well and truly done. Don't think. Again, sorry guys if I am blurry. Again, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to try and figure something out. Maybe we might have to not do a few live streams. Maybe just do straight up video, because again, I can see I'm very blurry. I can see on the street watching the stream back, I'm very blurry. So again, I apologize if I am as well. But yeah, 70 million for 18 league goals is ridiculous. And I don't don't get this transfer market. Like, you've got 30, 40 million pound players going for 80, 90, 100 million. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. But tactically, we got options if we want someone to drop deep, like Gakpo, or running behind, like Nunes as well. Yeah, again, it's great versatility. Like, I'd even say now, though, I think me personally, right now, I think between Cody Gakpo and Darwin Nunes, they get 40 goals between them. Is that mad to say? Again, Darwin, I think, gets 20 plus. Gakpo, I could easily see getting 20 plus. Or, no, actually, sorry, no. Gakpo 15 plus, I think I could easily see it. And then Darwin 20 plus easily, if things work out right. So, again, it's it's dependent, isn't it? Realistically, on again what system we want to go with. Probably Darwin, by the looks of it. Diaz, Nunes, Salah. I prefer the way we shape up with Gakpo centre, but that's just me as well. Says Bry. I think it swings roundabouts, isn't it? I think, as you know, as Zaina said today, I think we want a false nine, play Cody Gakpo if you want somebody to run in behind, which I think Liverpool might do more often. Um, because it's like we said all. I think we said for the longest period of time, where Darwin Nunes last season was being asked to drop in deep and play in the midfield, and then do this, that, and the other. That's not Darwin Nunes. Like we said for so many times, how you look at Haaland, like again, City were asking Haaland at the start of the season last year to come in a bit deeper and to play 1-2s off of. They changed how they played when on won the league, well, won the treble, for example, and that's what I think Liverpool have realised they had to do was tell Darwin, no, you're not coming back so deep. You're playing as the striker, and that's what I'm hoping. That's what the message is from Klopp is, again, you're going to be playing as the number 9. You're playing off the final defender instead of having to play deep. Again, McAllister and Szoboszlai will hopefully be that barrier in that regard, as well. But then again, of course, the major thing I think for Darwin Nunes is the press. Darwin has to start the press, and be the guy that again starts it. I think if he doesn't, and he doesn't do what we want of him, of course, Cody Gakpo is there then, to do it and fill in that role, of course. But Trap saying my 11 is Alisson, Robbo, Verge, Ebu, Trent, Lavia, McAllister, Curtis Jones, Jota, Nunes, and Salah against Chelsea. Again, of course, yeah, I want the Lavia stuff to get done now. I'm not gonna lie. It's not that bad, Colin, as well. Yeah, I don't get what it is though, chat. Like, again, nothing's downloading. The only thing that's on right now is this. Like, nothing else being downloaded, nothing. And again, it's not the internet because the router is green. I checked the connection for the stream. Everything's green. Everything's sorted. And for some reason, it doesn't work. So again, we are going to try and upgrade. The facilities, is that even a word for what we're after? But yeah, I'm looking at a camera, looking at a proper mic for you guys, so then of course be able to use the freaking green screen properly. So yeah, fingers crossed we'll get things sorted in due time anyway. But right, some LFC to acting my thoughts upon. Splendid. Jota's header was quality today. Buzzing off that one. Nice cross from Mo too as well. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Again, it's for me. I think that's probably one of Mo's underrated traits is his crosses. Like, I always remember the one, was it City in the Champions League for Mane, and that cross never gets spoken about. Like, again, the games get spoken about, of course, but Mo in that individual game was excellent, and of course, did come mostly from his playmaking style, as well. Of course, that's back about 5-6 years ago now, but again, I do think it is one of his underrated traits in that regard, anyway. But what else do we have? It comes down to pressing. If Nunes can learn that, Klopp will trust him more. Front three is our first line of defence. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Thumbs up for as well. It's definitely the camera. To be fair, it's I've had so as you guys know, I've always streamed off my phone. So this is like how I've done it always. Like not off a camera, it's always been done off the phone. So the phone might be done in that regard, of course. But fingers crossed, we can, we'll be okay in that regard for this. But yeah, the camera is getting there. I'm looking at a few as well. But greetings and salutations. I enjoyed two things today: our green and white away shirt and the quality goals dash clean sheet as well. Again, I absolutely hate the away kit. I might be in the minority here. I don't like it. I'm still in hatred of it. Like again, for me, if you just if you just made it black and white, it'd be fine, it'd be perfect. Or just take the green or take the black off the kit, sorry, and turn it green. Like that would have been fine. But yeah, looks like a Minecraft kit. Dark header was quality as well. Yeah, they obviously Ben Dark in general I thought was absolutely quality. But that's because Mo was never would never pass to Mane. Got it. Yeah, that's true. Actually, wasn't it, chat? Yeah, Mo never passed. Mane doesn't pass. They're so selfish, the two of them, as well. But nice game of Leicester. Expense. Well, yeah, absolutely. Vaz, just stick up the big Liverpool flag behind you. Never mind the green screen. It's still there. Like behind the green screen, it's still there. You guys remember the old videos? Panov. Again, it's still there. I haven't taken it down. It is still there. It's under our boot for 90 minutes as well. Saying don't like it at all. Yeah, I don't like it personally. If they keep winning, white kits, I'm loving it as well. I thought it looked nice. That's the first time I saw that kit. Thing is, if it was the thing that makes it really frustrating for me is the pattern. The pattern green. It looks horrible. Like I feel like if it was like a different shade or like if it was a different pattern, it might be good. But again, I kind of as it currently is, I don't like it. Personally, again, Liverpool win something in it, again, it'd be over the moon. So if that's the case, then I don't really care. But yeah, we'll see anyway. But it looks like a Saudi kit, perfect in that regard anyway. But just let's just get rid of last season's kit. Burn all the kits from last season. Horrible memories apart from the 7-0. Yeah, absolutely. Trap again. Actually no. To be fair, I like last season's third kit, the green and orange kit. Like I really like that kit. The away kit, yeah, absolutely burn it with a torch. Never ever again wants to, never ever should be able to. What's the menu? But Redbird says, I think autocorrect means green and white as well. Yeah, absolutely. Villa says green and white away kits was already when Fowler and Collymore were up front. Yeah, that is true. It's not that bad. It will grow on your corner. It probably will. Again, it depends on how Liverpool do this season. If Liverpool do awful, again, it will be in the bin. Burn it. Get rid of it. If Liverpool win something and then get top four, even maybe potentially win the league or whatever. But again, if they do something good in it, then of course, hopefully, fingers crossed, we can. It'll be grown on me. But Redbird as well. Four-quarter shirt, Fowler and Coleman 95, 96 as well. Yeah, but to be fair, that was fine because it was whole. Like again, like this kit, it's a Minecraft kit. Again, kids, it's perfect because that's what they'll remind them of. But yeah, I don't like it personally. Forget last season, it's gone. The future looks bright. Yeah, it does absolutely 100%. Redbird as well. Yeah, that wasn't great either. As well, no, it wasn't as well. But anyway, we'll move on, of course, and we'll talk, of course, about the goals. Obviously, Bobby Clark getting his goal Good little finish in the bottom left-hand corner. Of course, obviously, I think Klopp spoke about how much he's developed over the last 12 months as well, which of course obviously is good in terms of Liverpool getting potentially, of course, minutes in youngsters. Of course, you think you could see the likes of Ben Doak, of course, Bobby Clark as well, potentially play a few Europa League games in that aspect of things. I think for sure there is an option there potentially, of course. But then again, in terms of the third goal for Liverpool, obviously Diogo Jota finishing off Mo Salah's delicious cross to make it 3-0 to Liverpool. And I think that's again, when we talk about the front three in particular, I think that's the one where I think Liverpool are again in a little bit of a a diverse position in terms of Jota, Luis Diaz. I think everyone, or mostly everyone, would go probably Luis Diaz starts the season on the left hand side. But I think again, yeah, I think personally, I think it's a good thing to have though. I look at last season where we were struggling for struggling for the midfield three, sorry, for the front three, where we had to play. I think even Harvey Elliott had to play left wing at some stages as well. So again, the versatility options are there. Of course, Liverpool could even play four up top if they wanted to, as well. That's how good and impressive it is in that regard. Anyway, of course, and if, in terms of youngsters, of course, Ben Doak as well getting his goal in the second half, which to be fair, he could have had two or three, of course, if his shooting boots were on. But again, good performance from the youngsters. Obviously him shining, of course. I think, look, very much so will stay as Mo Salah's understudy for the season. I'd be surprised if Ben Doak does go out on loan. I think there was a few rumours, I think, a couple of weeks ago that Liverpool might look to loan him out. But then again, I think, look, Ben Doak could play a Europa League game or two. Like I said, Bobby Clark, the centre half as well. I keep forgetting his name. He played in the second half. I think he could play a few games as well for the Reds this season. But again, it's good options to have, of course. And at the present moment in time, with Liverpool having this current squad at the moment, of course, hopefully there will be more additions to it. Of course, obviously DM would be a big one, left-sided centre half, which we're going to talk about in a minute. I think that those two positions in particular are still needing reinforcements. I think, again, it'll be interesting to know your guys' thoughts, of course. I think with McAllister and Szoboszlai, it's a great step and it's a great move in the one direction. But I'd still think Liverpool, even after if we do get Lavia, might need another midfielder in there potentially as well. Because again, we've lost so many key players in terms of, again, Henderson, Milner. In that regard, of course, if one injury does occur, then again we're back to square one in that regard. So again, I do think Liverpool will do more business this window. Of course, I think Klopp spoke about it, saying, of course, I think yesterday, saying that again there'd be more. They're working on solutions in that regard as well. So again, will be interesting. But I think at the present moment in time, of course, things are looking good. But like I did say, the one thing I want to talk about a little bit, and let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. The left-sided centre half for me is a big conversation because I think you saw it today, especially the first 20 minutes for Liverpool, how, of course, this new hybrid formation, this new hybrid role is very much again, in some aspects it's good. It's great in terms of creation, in terms of a few bits and pieces. But I think defensively, certainly on the left hand side, it's a bit of a problem, especially when you've got Andy Robertson there. Now, did I think Robbo was awful today? No, I don't think he was. I think he did an okay job. But I do think that when we're playing probably higher caliber a team, of course, we'll probably see it against Bayern Munich on Wednesday. There's a gaping hole there. Every single time where Liverpool, got on the counter and then get countered themselves. Again, the rest defense, it isn't there yet with that. Of course, you look at people go like, who could Liverpool get? Sorry, and I think again the market is very rare in that position. Of course, there's the obvious ones with, of course, Levi Colwell and Garvidal, but of course there is plenty of options out there. We're going to do a video on it. I think what day are we on? I think on Monday. I think there'll be an tomorrow. Will it be up tomorrow or Thursday? Maybe Thursday, maybe Monday. But there is a video coming up of the channel about left-sided centre back. Sorry. We're going to discuss about, of course, who could Liverpool bring in. Fingers crossed, maybe after Lavia, we finally find out whether or not Liverpool are making a move for a left-sided centre half. But of course, it will be interesting. But I do think there is a problem there. And again, I think it's fine if you're playing teams that, again, that won't attack you so much, or won't counter you so much. But I do think, against good counter-attacking teams, it is very much, again, it is very much a worrying issue, I think, for Liverpool at the present moment in time. Anyway, but of course, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments as well. But what else do we have? Quickly scroll back up. The future looks green and white as well. Jesus Christ. That's the first team I've seen that shit up close. The first time I've seen it up close. No, sorry, that kit is absolutely horrible. Stop showing it, corner as well. Says Brian. Sorry. Val saying it was miles away during the match as well. To be fair, I didn't like that kit at first, but from a distance, it looks okay. You can't bloody see it in that regard. Anyway, of course, Jackson as well saying, "I love it, mate." As well, I've seen you bought it. I was watching the video earlier on, and I've seen you bought it. So, grim. That's the only word I can use for it. It's grim. To be fair, the kits that are the standouts this year, home. Third kit and goalkeeper away kit is the ones this season, for sure. But that kit reminds me of 17-18 kit. White one, maybe it's a sign Salah scores 50 goals again. Fingers crossed. Liverpool gets one of the European final. I'm absolutely happy with that. I agree now that the shirt is a bit crap. Flip flopped in a fashion. That in front of me, but fair is fair. That kit is foul as well, says Vaz. I think it's grim, but then again, some people like it, some people hate it. And look, I think that's what Nike are very much like. Nike have been on it in terms of Liverpool away kits and Liverpool third kits. Home kits, of course, they've just kept it basic. But look, I think realistically, that's what Nike want to do. They want to create a bit of, some people love it, some people hate it in that regard anyway. But that's because you're weird, Jack as well as Bry. Just a bit, definitely not weird at all, Makendo. Left-sided centre back is a gaping hole. Yeah, absolutely. Thoughts on Max Kilman? I haven't seen anything of him. You'll know more than me, mate. Again, I'm not particularly sure. Again, there's going to be, it most likely will be on Thursday. We're going to have a video on it, unless, of course, anything does happen between now and Thursday in terms of Liverpool, signing a centre off. But we're going to have a lot of discussion on that on Thursday. I like a jacket. It must be a Scouse thing, as well as Redbird. Defence needs urgent surgery. Yeah, I agree, 100%. Our desperate need for a left-sided centre-back is blindly obvious now. We need one to give the squad much-needed balance. Yeah, certainly in the in this this formation and this system, I think if Liverpool were to go back to 4-3-3, obviously Andy Robertson is there. This is why I think there might be something in there in terms of Costas getting sold potentially. Maybe not this summer, but I think next summer definitely. Because again, if Liverpool are playing, three, if they are playing three at the back, then again you don't need a left back in that regard. But it's that sense of, again, if Liverpool can, keep Robbo, again you have your left back. If you've got a left-sided centre half, you've got that there, of course. But I think what Liverpool are hoping, and I think that the biggest issue, I think what I think Liverpool will do is, again, they'll wait for that correct player. Now, we all know who that correct player is, and who Liverpool would like to have. Of course, because I think while having that, while holding the conversation for the left-sided centre back now, I think Liverpool, if Liverpool did sign that one player that can be that, be that player now, and then slowly take Virgil van Dijk's place. If Liverpool are going to go back to a back four, in particular, again, that's a thing for me where Liverpool are very much going to be looking at a Virgil van Dijk replacement eventually, and whether or not somebody can become that, I don't know if there is someone out there. I have an idea who Liverpool would want in that regard, but again, obviously at the moment they're untouchable. So again, it's that case of, do Liverpool hang on for a year, or do Liverpool, sign a plan B? In that regards, again, we'll only have to wait and see. Anyway, but and I've never played Minecraft, as well, says Bry. Thoughts on Basuma? Don't want Basuma. Didn't really kick on at Spurs, did he? Don't think so. So again, don't want Basuma. Green means that that's our team as well. So, yeah, absolutely. Basuma, have we been linked with him then? No, I don't think we have. Anyway, chat. I don't know whether or not if there's anything that I've missed on that. Quick checkaroo. No, it's nothing that I've seen anyway. Chat, let me know if you guys have seen anything on Basuma to Liverpool. But Slavers VVD looks better as well. Yeah, it does, to be fair. We look good. Sorry, just woke up. Now F1 finished. Yeah, to be fair, I've got F1 on the back. Lol, Max 1. Again, you knew that was going to happen, though, Chris, didn't you? Because you knew as well, mate. Vaz, it wouldn't surprise me. We're linked with everyone. Yeah, I think the best one, I think, was a yesterday chat that Tyler Adams got linked to Liverpool because he got that release clause, and everyone's like, "Oh well, Liverpool love release clauses, and plus it's 20 million." It's like, it's Tyler Adams, guys. Like, Jesus Christ, like Liverpool are not going to be signing Tyler Adams this season. No chance. Basuma is OG Saicedo as well. Yeah, well, you work it out. How much did Spurs pay for Basuma, chat? Was it 30 mil? Was it 40 mil back then? We need a DM, a left centre back as well. Yeah, I would agree, 100%. Trent would defo benefit from us having a left-footed left-sided centre back. Van Dijk can play right-sided centre back too. That is true, 100%. City have 5 centre backs. Yeah, and again they need to, because again they play 3 all the time. But the advantage is, of course, Nathan Ake. Like, Liverpool need a Nathan Ake in their team, somebody who can play left back, can play centre back, sorry, as well. But Brian said VVD is still the present. Canate is the future, hopefully, but Gomez and Matip are definitely the past. Robbo, who knows? I'd still say Robbo is the present for now. But this is the thing, like, if Liverpool are persistent with this style and play, Robbo will be a bench player, I think. And again, it's not. Again, if you need somebody to come on, then again, Robbo can play that position. If again you're going to play somebody else, or for example, Europa League or even Champions League, maybe next season. Of course, Liverpool, playing, midweek and so on, you might play Robbo on the left side of centre back for now. But I think the problem is especially, like, again, if you're going to play against City, I think Liverpool at the moment will struggle, certainly on that left hand side. But the thing is, I'm optimistic Liverpool are looking at options, but then I'm also like, we've heard nothing about a centre back all summer long. Like, never. Like, the only thing we've heard, I think, in terms of centre half was, again, Colwell and Inacio, and that's it. We haven't heard about anything else. Whether or not Liverpool are waiting to see what we can do after the midfield rebuild in that stage of things, might be a possibility. But again, at the moment, it's a bit worrying. I would say in terms of centre back. Um, anyway, but of course we need to get Lavia done. That's the number one priority at the minute. And I'm not taking that rumour seriously. What's that about a certain French player, Chris? But Stones, Diaz, Laporte, Ake, and Akanji, compare that to Ibu and Van Dijk, because the rest of our centre backs are worthless now. Yeah, absolutely. Around 45 as well, says Brian Nasio. Chris going with the Nasio as well. Nasio would do me as well. I think Liverpool have to be quick with a Nasio because um, I think isn't he close to signing a new contract that will have a 60 million euro release clause starting I think next summer. So again, Liverpool have to be very, very quick to, of course, sort that out. But the system is the thing. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Rumor has it Connors used a green screen as he has Everton wallpaper. You know that's false. And you and McKendo as well better shut up in the party. I already know you two are already yapping to yourselves in the party like little girls. Of course, this man can't speak. He's got an Everton kit, by the way, guys. He has an Everton kit underneath his bed. I've seen it firsthand as well. United cap. I can prove it's not United cap actually. So fuck you. Yeah, I can't. But we still haven't got Lavia. Does anyone really believe a centre back is coming in much as would like one? We need one as well. That's the thing. Like Lavia is the number one thing to get sorted at the moment. But again, I think Liverpool have a plan for it. Again, I'm not saying it's a a done thing, and Liverpool are going to surprise us towards the back end of the window. Because again, I don't know in that regard. But again, we'll have to just wait and see. But today's man of the match, don't really know. Chat, let me know your guys' thoughts on today's man of the match. Well, actually, to be fair, that's actually a good point to what I was going to mention. In terms of Alexis McAllister, for me, he was very much the heartbeat in terms of that midfield in the first half. And again, I think when we talk about the midfield three, I think McAllister's the first name on the team sheet at the minute. Obviously, I know Szoboszlai is coming in at a huge fee. Obviously, I think it will be Szoboszlai and McAllister as the eights. But I think for me, Alexis McAllister was amazing today. And I think you just saw a glimpse of what Liverpool could be under, of course, Klopp and McAllister as well. And I think we all thought that McAllister would be on the left hand side. For Liverpool, I think very much now it will be McAllister off the left and McAllister on the right, judging from the pre-season game so far. So again, though I think him, Mo as well, Darwin, you could put in that bracket as well. Curtis Jones had a decent game. I wouldn't say it was man of the match though. Second half, well, first half, I'll get again. You could either give it to Mo, I think McAllister or Darwin. Second half, Doak, Ben Doak, I would definitely put up there for man of the match contention as well. So again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments as well. But Paisley Gates don't know who owns that source, but it talks rubbish as well. Connor hide the Everton posters for the Green Sky chat. I will ban you, all of you. I will ban every single one of you. I will ban Luke and Ricky off the channel as well. But the first half man of the match, second Doak as well as his trap. Yeah, first half I'd give it. Again, I want to say McAllister. I think McAllister's performance was very solid. But yeah, Doak second half absolutely 100%. Salah and McAllister, says Philip. Actually, looks like a player. By the way, can't rule him out either. No, that is true. You can't. Of course, he's looked pretty decent, hasn't he, so far? Pre-season. Thought looked composing today in Leicester's attack. Yeah, no, he did. quickly, what are we doing? And just got forced there, lads. You don't want to ask. For any particular reasons anyway. But yeah, but no, the centre half is definitely one that could be an option for Liverpool. Again, when we talk about, for example, like Levi Colwell, could he become that for Liverpool? Again, it will be interesting to see anyway. But again, I do think there is a lot of headache for Jurgen Klopp coming up over the next couple of weeks on who does start that game against Chelsea. I think again, defense I think writes itself in terms of goalkeeper and defenders. I think midfield and I think obviously the front three. I think there is a very much a conversation to be had there, whether or not Liverpool do this obviously the opening game of the season. Sorry, as well. Anyway, but we are going to leave it there for today's guys. Anyway, of course, hopefully. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Of course, we'll be back live at 9 o'clock tonight. Of course, after the stream, the video will be, it'll be up there for you guys to see. Of course, we're going to be talking about the obvious thing later on that did come out last night, and a few bits and pieces as well in the news. But of course, that will be at 9 o'clock tonight. So of course, remind yourselves, hit that notification bell, hit that like button as well, guys. If you're new around here, I'm just going to quickly check how many likes we're actually on. If we get to 20, guys, very much appreciate it as always. Again, very much thank you for the support on the channel as well. Massively appreciated as always. And just quickly check how many likes we're on before we do head off. We're on 22, so we can get to 30, guys. Very much appreciated as always. But yeah, big thank you to the chat as well. Let me quickly scroll up so I can read the last few comments of the stream. At this late stage, transfers have to be perfect. Yeah, true, absolutely, 100%. So confused about his career. By the way, does he just go out on loan every season from Atleti? Probably. I think you mean Morata's. Probably. I think Morata's career has been over the place. Even though he's been Madrid, Juve, Chelsea, he's been all over the block. Like I swear, he even got linked to Manchester United before they signed that new striker as well. And I'm a to Everton fans, but less so with my dad. So easy on the old fella. He's a bit deaf anyway, so go absolutely dumb as well. Again, I think that there's always good though having banter in football. Like I think again, you can have it with again like Merseyside derby. You can have it against United. City fans you can't have banter with because again there's none there. But first of all, it's just there's nothing there in terms of again banter. But I do think again it's always good to have that in football. But yeah, blue and white shite. Anyway, sorry, Vaz. But no, hopefully everyone has a fantastic rest of your day. Anyway, of course, like I said, we're live again at 9 o'clock. With of course we're going to talk about Mbappe, of course. So again, make sure you're tuned in for that. Anyway, but hopefully we'll see the Reds again take up that next level in pre-season. Of course, Bayern on Wednesday before I think the Reds fly back. I think on Thursday, of course, and only one pre-season game left, and then of course Chelsea in 2 weeks' time. Then, so of course the season is coming thick and fast anyway. But again, hopefully we'll have more signings for Liverpool coming up anyway. But until next time, guys, that's going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cup Council. I'll see you all later on. Ta-ra.